Are you ready for some potential internet awesomeness? I just got done proofing this last video and I'm about to upload it. Now, I don't have full speed yet. I need to upgrade some of my network hardware so that I can get full gigabit internet. I think I'm somewhere around 350 megabits upload right now. So let's go ahead and start this uploading and see how long it takes. I have super high expectations here. Video. Oh, 5 minutes. There we go, it's cruising right along. It usually takes a minute for it to like update, get the proper time estimate. Let me see how big this file is. So this video is only 3 gigs. So normally stuff is between 3 and 5.5 gigs that I upload, but as we can see there, I mean, we're already at 16%. It says 4 minutes remaining. This is gonna save so much time. Like, even at previous places I lived, uploads would take an hour or 90 minutes, even with Comcast. Comcast upload is capped around 12 megabits, usually, maybe 16. But we're talking some legitimate time savings here. There we go, we're at 30% now. They had 2 options for internet. There was 100 megabit, which was $40 a month, and $60 a month was gigabit. So it's kind of like, well, yeah, $20 more for 10 times the speed. Oh, 3 minutes left. Once I get all this network hardware upgraded and we're running at full gigabit, assuming it's going to be, you know, close to 1,000 megabits or whatever. I mean, this isn't bad. Just in this, like, it's 62% done now. Sorry, I'm just like, for me, this is going to be a huge deal. Anyways, there's a friend coming over and he just bought a new interesting vehicle and we're going to go cruise around in it and go bumping down MLK. That took about 2.5 minutes. The video's processing on YouTube now. It took me longer to get the thumbnail and paste in all the links and change all the settings and everything that I do than it did to actually upload. Sweet. Set room bulb to 100%. There we go. So, I pinned a comment at the top of the last video. A few people were asking, F3, well, what about the Bounder? That's an awesome chair. So, the plan is to use the F3 as like my indoor daily driver, doing stuff like that. And the Bounder is gonna be the chair when I go out and wander around, going to the store, doing things like that. But I actually just had a friend come over and he helped me go to the storage unit and I was able to inventory all the new chairs, figure out what parts they need and all that stuff. He actually just bought that little mini school bus thing. That's what that clip was from. But since we're out there and since that thing has a really solid lift in it, we're able to get the Bounder back here. I've actually got it down in the parking garage right now. And, sorry, I've been shaking the camera around. I'm gonna go down and grab it right now. I think I have a use for it. So just moving into this place, obviously you have to deal with shower curtains and stuff like that. But they're kind of hard to reach. Getting all the way up there. But, as you may know, that Bounder has a ridiculously tall seat lift. So I'm gonna go grab that real quick and see if I can use it to install the shower curtain rings. There's enough floor space in here to be able to get in, I think. I'll have to move some of the boxes and things. But I think that should be a good test for it. For now, the C500, which I have stashed right here, I'm gonna put this thing back in the van for now. I don't have room for a lot of wheelchairs in here, obviously. So the Bounder's gonna come in here, and then the steampunk chair is still gonna be sort of like my workhorse or whatever. It'll probably live in the van or in storage. Actually, I'll probably put this thing back in storage. I'll take the cushions and stuff off of it and use it on the new chair. And then this thing will probably live in the van. So if I'm gonna be working on stuff or doing other projects like that, I can use this chair and not worry about breaking nice ones because, well, it's not squeaking right now, but it still very much has a lot of broken welds that need to be repaired. So anyways, let's go down and grab the Bounder and come back up here and see if we can use its awesome seat lift. tiring. I forgot I had my battery analyzer attached. This'll totally work. And look, my foot plates even clear the edge of the tub. Dang it, I bought the wrong ones. Oh well, they'll still work. Sort of. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this in shifts. Holding my arms up that high is, I mean, I can do it, but it's really tiring. But yeah, bounder definitely works. Now, there's something I haven't exactly spoken about. Probably 3 months ago, maybe 4. Anyways, my two kitties, the big white one, I had him almost 14 years. Actually, it was 14 years, a little over. It was almost 15 years, actually. He'd been having some issues with his front legs, and his lower joints were hyperextended the wrong direction. And we'd had him on some pain medication and some special weight loss food and things like that. But it kind of got to the point, he started having seizures and some other stuff, so wound up having to put him down. The other cat, the little black one, she was maybe 12 years old. Things were kind of uncertain, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be traveling for a while or what exactly was going on. And when Mo had the issues and we had to deal with that, I figured it was time to just kind of move on from having cats. I wound up, the little black one, Kitty, I got her originally to keep the big one, Mo, company. Because at the time I lived in a really small, like 300 square foot, it was basically an office for a warehouse space for a garbage company. And I had tons of shop space and workspace, and I just lived in a little office that was there. But I got her to keep him company, so she was basically his cat. But I figured it was time to move on from having cats, and I wound up having someone adopt her. So she's off now, doing her own thing with a new owner, and things should be fine there. But I hadn't mentioned it. I wasn't exactly sure how to explain it. And I've had a few people asking me, where are your cats? So, yeah. One of those things that happens. I wasn't going to make a big deal out of it or anything, but yeah. Life moves on. I don't have the lights on in here because I woke up about an hour ago, and I'm not the best in front of a camera when I first wake up, but I did get an email from the management here, and apparently there's a gift for me in the package locker area. I genuinely have no idea what it is, so let's go over there and get my reaction of what it actually is, because I have no idea. Oh wait, this is a perfect application for something. Let me go grab it. Or better yet, turn off this light. Vlogging 101. Maybe someday I'll figure out what the heck I'm doing. Okay, so what was in there was this burlap sack with my apartment number. This is from New Seasons. Now, when I set it down on the counter just now, I heard that there was glass in it. So, let's see what's in here. Is that peppered mint, or is it peppermint? It's chai tea stuff, but the English language is weird. And here we have some sort of cider. No sugar added. I think there's some chunks floating around there. Might be good. And then A sparkling bath niblet. I'm not even making that up. Read this. Sparkling bath. Oh, tablet. It'd be funny if it said niblet, but it doesn't. Yeah, it's early. Let's see. Some coupons. Buy a burger, get a burger. Free side of fries. And then a whole bunch of takeout menus. If I don't seem incredibly excited, it's because I'm not capable of expressing intense emotions for at least 2 hours after waking up. Uh-oh. There's a Surgeon General warning on the side of this. Dang, it is alcoholic. Oh, it says naturally hard right there. Well, that's too bad. I'm part of an elite club. There's a fairly small number nationwide, but I'm actually allergic to alcohol. I'm starting to bore myself. I'm gonna wake up and then we'll continue with the day. Oh man. I look good. There's this random port in the wall, and I'm really curious what's going on inside here. Oh. It's a vent that goes outside, and air starts blasting in. Oh, I think that's so you can hook an air conditioner up, I don't think you'd want a dryer in here. Well, there's already a dryer in here. Well, there's that. I guess it's a little ventilation port. I'm sure you can hear that wind. Whenever you open this, cold air starts blasting in. So maybe that's the equivalent of like opening a window? I don't know. Alright, so pulling up this little hill here, we're getting about 40 amps out of the battery, according to the little gauge here. So now that I'm back in town, I can actually use the bounder. So I've been cruising to this thing about 40 minutes now, going full speed down this pathway. And the battery gauge is showing about 77%. Now this is that thing that I added on. I just sort of have it laying here for now. I still need to do proper mounting on that. Now this gauge is not properly calibrated at the moment. I know because I charged the chair without the gauge turned on, or without it hooked up. Right now I have to remove it if I want to use the seat elevator, and I forgot to plug it back in. Look, a kitty. And I kind of forgot that if it's not attached while the chair is charging, it throws off the calibration. So it's saying 77%, may not be accurate. When I get where I'm going, I'm going to use Google Maps to figure out how far I've actually gone. But I think what I'm going to do right now is go to a bicycle store and get one of those bicycle computers and see if I can mount it on this thing so I can get an accurate representation of how far I'm going, speed, and everything like that. Because I really want to nail down the actual range of this chair and be able to predict how much, travel time I have left and stuff. Just for reference though, cruising down this old train track pathway, I'm pulling between 13 and 19 amps on a level surface, going at full speed. So that's not too bad, actually. So where I'm trying to get to is up there on the other side of that bridge. And the only way to get there is with that streetcar, but it doesn't come for another 20 minutes. That or a giant super extendo flight of stairs. So I'm gonna go around this way. I don't think it'll take 20 minutes, but I think it'll be better than waiting for the streetcar to cross that bridge. But basically just kind of go down here and around. Although I need to hurry because there is a freight train coming around the corner. Let's see here. So I need to get down here 1 block and cross it. Ugh. And cross this track right here before this freight train comes. Luckily, it's going very slowly. Although now that I think about it, that train's not probably going on the track behind me, it's going on the one down here that I'm about to cross in a minute. Ugh. Maybe waiting for the streetcar would have been a better option. Oop. Stay on the sidewalk. Oh, and just for reference, I am running with the headlights on this thing during the day, just so people can see me. With the 3,600 lumens these things kick out, it's very much visible during the day, and it only pulls 1.2 or 1.6 amps when they're on, so it shouldn't really affect my battery life that much. All right, let's see if we can beat the train. Gotta get down here at this light. By the way, the plan is to go to a Goodwill that's over here, and then there's a bicycle shop nearby, and I'm gonna get one of those bicycle wheel computer things. I think I'm screwed. The train's right there. Crossing guard hasn't gone down yet, though. Ah, dang it. I'm literally 50 feet away. Hope that this isn't one of the ones that's going to load all these train cars into the rail yard, because if that happens, this thing is going to be stopped here for about 15 minutes. Now this right here is the reason I enjoy not driving. Traffic. So as it turns out, there is a way to get across to the area I was going to without riding the train. The street signs were a little bit ambiguous. I made it look like the sidewalk didn't go through, but it actually does. Wait a second, I just found something. Oh, looky there, a ramp. Yeah, so I bought a folding table at Goodwill. I decided not to go to the bike shop. I called a couple of them, and the bicycle computers are like $50. So I'm gonna go on Amazon or eBay and try to find like a $15 one. But I did find this old school GPS unit for $5 at Goodwill, and it had batteries in it. This might actually work for a tracking system on this chair. It's got a little lanyard on the top. I can power the thing on and just hang it somewhere on the chair. Maybe put a little holster down here and just set it. And I think this might be a good alternative to a bicycle computer, because bicycle computers are based on the size of the wheel, and the rear wheels are a little bit small on this. Plus I would have to attach like a magnet sensor and some other things. So this might actually be a good option. Yeah, so we're gonna roll with that for now. I'm, let's see. Our gauge says the battery is at 66%, or 67 amp hours remaining. Carrying this back is gonna be somewhat annoying though. Doesn't want to stay on my feet very well. Well, we'll figure it out. I'm headed back now, and we'll see see how well this thing actually works. Yeah, it's got down here on the bottom, I reset the trip log. So we're at 33% accuracy right now. Locked onto looks like 10 satellites. So yeah, we'll try it out. I think this might be a much cheaper alternative. Down there. So, that leg of the trip was 3.57 miles. Now, what I'm going to do is hop on Google Maps and I'm going to recreate the route that I took today and see how many miles we actually went. According to this thing, we've got 53 amp hours remaining, 53% battery. Oh hey, 100 amp hours, 100%, 52, 52. Interesting. You can see here our lights are pulling about 1.5 amps. If I turn those off, it'll go down to 0 pretty much. Also, I'm gonna make sure I leave that thing connected when I plug this into charge, and we will see how many amp hours it puts back into the batteries. I have a feeling it's gonna go way past 100% or past 100 amp hours or whatever it is. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna hop into another chair and get this thing plugged in. And let's crunch some numbers. Nice boring white wall there behind me. Well, actually had a pretty successful run at Goodwill. Amongst other things, I managed to find a power adapter for this new MacBook. So this MacBook, this is the one with the hole blown in the front of it. And I've been running one of these MagSafe to MagSafe 2 adapters. And I mean, that works all right, but if you lose this thing, you're kind of screwed. I have a number of old MacBooks, but this is the only one that uses MagSafe 2. So I found at Goodwill for $15 a MagSafe 2 power adapter. So let's plug it in and see if it works. It appears to be on an authentic Apple one. And the problem is you want to be really careful using these power adapters. You don't want to use an eBay or an Amazon one, because these things are capable of destroying your laptop. If I've learned nothing else from Louis Rossmann and his escapades repairing MacBooks, never use anything except an OEM power adapter. But here you can tell the difference. So MagSafe doesn't necessarily have MagSafe 1. It's not always right angle. Sometimes it looks like this. But if you look at the two, you can see that one of them's a little bit taller. This is MagSafe 2, this is MagSafe 1. A little bit thinner, a little bit taller. Let's go ahead and plug this in and see if we get a green light. Ooh, it sticks. Green and then orange, hopefully. Oh, actually it was plugged in, so it's fully charged, but all right, cool. We've got proper power adapter for this thing now. I wonder how many watts it is. 60 watt. I'd prefer to have an 85 watt adapter with this machine, but this will work fine. So yeah, cool. Totally worth $15. And then of course we got some other things at Goodwill as well. Oh, yes. And a couple of brand new sealed VHS compact videotapes. I finally found one of my old VHS camcorders, and I want to do a couple of vlogs. And these tapes are hard to find, and if you can, they're really expensive. So these are 90-minute ones. Actually, technically 30 minutes, but yeah, so we got that. So yeah, successful run to Goodwill. I think the best thing though was this GPS for $5. I'm gonna get a little bracket or something so I can stick that on the side of the chair. And I think this will be a much better option than our bicycle computer. And obviously the speed's not super accurate on these GPS units. with, well, it's not selective availability, but still, it says I was going like 5.1 miles an hour, and sometimes it would surge up to 6.8. But it's very accurate as far as distance tracking. Yeah, this thing runs on AA batteries, I think. I don't think there's a way to plug this into the computer to save data off of it or anything like that, but yeah, whatever. So anyways, let's get this chair charging and see how much power we actually used. Okay, we are definitely charging now. This thing's good and warm. Got a lot of air blasting out of it. And it says we're putting in 9.7 amps. We should see this number right here, the 56.6. If my mental calisthenics are correct, that should be above 100 amp hours by the time it's done charging. Because when I charged this before, I had the display disconnected from when I was installing the shower curtains because I had to use the seat lift. And as a result, we weren't showing complete capacity. I don't know. But interesting to note, the 10, actually I think there might have been a couple more miles that I didn't do correctly, but the 10.1 miles we went, this number here should have actually been accurate for how much power we used, even though the overall calibration was off. So, I don't know. There is a very good chance that, well, I'm not sure. I'm gonna let it charge. It's probably gonna take a while. At least, well, let's see, 54 or 5 hours or something maybe. And we'll have to find out what's actually going on here. Once it's charged, and we take it out again another day. Maybe tomorrow, I don't know, whatever. Something. Are you getting tired of these fast zooming shots yet? Here we are. It's been 6 hours. This thing has been charging, and we're still cramming in 9.6 amps. As you can see here, we're up to 105 amp hours, which obviously is not correct. But this thing is still kicking out the juice, and it's still very much warm. This thing makes a great little space heater. I guess we'll check back in on this in the morning, and hopefully it's, well, obviously it will be done charging by then. And this thing makes so much noise, I'm pretty sure I'll hear it all the way in there I'm sleeping, and I will know exactly when it turns off. Good night, Senior Bounder. Alright, so it's the next day. We're back out in the Bounder again. I got the battery monitor mounted down there on the frame, and it took about 7 hours to charge it up after yesterday. So we're gonna take a little trip here and see what the numbers look like. Well, we'll have gone about 10 miles by the time we get back. Battery gauge right now shows 67%. The GPS I was using, I had to restart the GPS on it, and apparently that also resets the track log. So, may not be the most reliable way of keeping track of distance, but we'll see when we get back and then do some math. I am somewhat curious what this creaking noise is, though, on the chair. I don't think it's the chain. I think it might have something to do with the suspension. Oh yeah, I'm also going to be putting the original off-road tires back on this thing. They're a lot wider, but I don't need to get this thing into a van at this point. I would rather just have the best possible ride quality and the largest diameter tires for more speed. Last time I did that, I got cited for criminal misconduct. Okay. That was a long ride. It is a little bit bumpy, but I'm definitely going to be putting the off-road tires back on this chair because it's going to improve the ride quality quite a bit. And I think these snowblower tires are actually creating a lot of rolling resistance because this tread, as you roll on it, tends to grip and flex. And I think that is affecting my range and speed a little bit because this thing went faster with the solid tires that were a little bit smaller than these. And also it wasn't pulling as many amps as I was running around. On average, I'm around between 20 and 30 amps, just cruising straight. About 20-ish average on perfectly level surfaces. But as soon as there's any sort of cross slope, that pulls the amperage up a little bit because you have to push the controller, you know, over one direction. But right now, we've used 40 amp hours. So it says 59.5 remaining. And our battery, so yeah, I don't know. Let me pull the data off of this GPS. So this says 4.2. That's the same as it was going out, but there was a little bit where it wasn't locked on. So let's see, 4.2 and 4.3. So that's like 8.5 roughly, according to this. But I think we're actually closer to 10 miles. So anyways, I'm going to hop on Google Maps and retrace my route on there and compare it with what we get on this thing. And like I said, I'm going to grab the other tires for this thing tomorrow from storage and going to swap them back on here and see if that makes a difference. We have enough information now with how much amperage we're pulling that I'm curious to see the difference. Plus, I think I'm kind of wasting some of the available torque that these motors are using by having smaller tires. What I'm trying to say is, I think if I put bigger tires on, it's still going to be in the zone where the motors are running efficiently and it's not going to bog them down, if that makes any sense. I don't know. But anyways, we'll find out about that tomorrow, which will probably be the next video. But anyways, Carl's Jr. lettuce wrap for now. And I think I'm going to go sit by the fireplace and warm up a little bit.